Hey friends, it has been quite some time since I last filmed a long-ish form video. I don't know how long this video is going to take, but I think I'm just going to post a little bit more regularly about my thoughts about life. If you can't tell, I am currently in a hotel room. I'm traveling for work, and this seems like the most opportune time for me to just film a video. I don't necessarily have a specific topic in mind for this video, but more for repetition purposes for me to get more used to filming long form videos. But, well, thanks for being here, and I do hope that you're doing well, or well enough, or something along those lines. And B, I've been thinking a lot about control. Well, I guess that's going to be the topic. I'm at the stage of my life where the more, not that this is a sudden realization, right? But I think I'm at the point that I am about ready to relinquish some control. Because there is something about the human system that, we want certainty, we want stability, but the game of life is that we don't have certainty, and that sometimes we don't have that stability. And in my life, I've done my best to control as many situations as possible, because it feels like I've been shafted so hard by life sometimes that I just laugh to myself. I'm like, okay, the more I try to control life, that's me putting weight and expectations on the outcome. But we know that we can have all these predictions and we can work as hard as we can on whatever it is. And if we don't receive the outcome, then okay, right? Okay, I guess it's not for me. But I just had such a hard time doing that. Because I think once you get shafted quite a few times, you might grow a little skeptical, and you might grow a little weary. But when we relinquish control, we alleviate the weight and the expectations of the outcome sometimes, right? Because the more we try to control something, right? And this is, for me, it comes from my more perfectionistic tendencies, that I'm like, well, if I can control all these things, then these are going to be the outcomes, then the work is going to be worth it. But truly, it's just enjoying the process in the in-betweens. And I am very grateful, right? This past few chunk of my time, I've been having a harder time finding the beauty of things, which is in a way devastating to a certain degree, because there are so many beautiful things that are around us, right? It's a thing when I could say, in my mind, something is beautiful, but then to truly feel it in my heart, like a form of gratitude. But like in most things in life, it's something that we have to practice, right? Talking about pattern recognition, talking about rebuilding or building neural pathways, or more fine-tuned, high-resolution neural pathways and viewpoints and perspectives in life. It's something that we have to consistently practice. And I was just thinking to myself, and maybe you have experienced this too, but when was the last time that I slowed down? Because I can't operate like how I do now for a more prolonged period of time. for me, when it comes to life, I would say that I have like a wicked sense of humor, that I have a lot of dry humor, and that is how I cope with life. And sometimes it works, but oftentimes it's a coping mechanism, right? Because it doesn't get filled with like, I don't follow it with gratitude. I just laugh and just end it there. And I consider most things in life as a lesson. And then for the good things that happens, I rarely celebrate it, because why am I here to celebrate when something devastating is probably going to be right around the corner? And it's tough to be in that position, because I know in my mind that I jump to the next thing, right? It's always to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And even when I think, it's always to the next thing. And it's like, why are we rushing this? Like, why am I rushing this? Sometimes I would look at the second hand on like a clock. Like, I have a watch, but it's more of a, it's not a numerical clock or a watch, and I would just watch the second hand tick. And I would just think to myself, how consistent and how routine is the second hand? And sometimes if I could just be as relaxed as that second hand. But perspective takes a hit, right? Because when you're looking at the second hand, and right now I'm just sitting here recording this video, it's like you're in a flow state. It's nice and calm and peaceful. But then when you're doing something hard or you're trying to get something done, that second hand cannot go any faster. Like, I don't know, maybe you're doing a plank. Plank is always the first thing that comes up to mind, because sometimes that second hand is just the longest second hand when you're holding a plank. Oh, well, 'tis is life. Emotions is just emotions. Right? To have the willpower to overcome the emotions sometimes is great. If we're consistently thinking about ourselves all the time, then that truly becomes the center of the universe. And in my opinion, when you become the center of your universe, it's not great. It's important to acknowledge the things about yourself and to know about yourself, but ultimately, in my opinion, we're here for other people too. Because when we can do goodness upon other people is when we can do goodness for ourselves. So if you're ever in the position where you're like, there's no way that I could influence anything, I really want you to rethink that. Because not all, but a lot of the words that you say hold weight to someone else. A lot of the things that you do holds weight for someone else. Even if those things are for yourself, it's holding weight for someone else too. But here we are. Here's another long form video. And life is just going to do life things. If you're at a point of your life where you're wondering about relinquishing control, if it's ever crossed your mind whether you're like, oh, this is a form of weakness, I don't necessarily think it's weak, right? Sometimes it's nice to let go of the things that you've been fighting for so hard when it doesn't serve you any good. It is part of human nature to want to win. But we're not going to win every battle. But we want to win the war. and that is our life. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and hopefully this video made you think about something. Or even if you're like, hey, this is absolute garbage, that's fine too. My stuff is not for everyone, just like your stuff is not for everyone. And that's totally fine. I hope you have, again, a great rest of your day, and I'll see you for the next video.